It's Achilles. We're back. Got some great news. I'm certified in diamond and diamond grading now. So the next thing I have to do is do a lab, and I'll be completely certified in diamonds. Then I have to take like 2 more classes and like 2 more labs, and I'll be certified. Like, I would say, because I'm in the industry or whatnot, my salary will go up. But since I'm kind of like, right now, I don't know how to put it. Just I'm in a kind of good position in a sense. Where was this? I might get this stuff later. This stuff looks terrible. Stuff does look terrible. Ash Williams, Evil Dead. Black Adam. I heard that film was god awful. Item V-Books. Someone probably asked me, where's my goal in life? I don't know. Well, I do know in a sense is to be like, you know what I'm saying, is to travel, see the world, have some projects in mind, be a humanitarian, and be fair as possible. Have wife and have like 6 kids, so that's my goal. So I said 6 kids. I want 3 boys and 3 girls. So I'm talking about, why you want 3 boys and 3 girls is a perfect balance. That's a whole lot of maintenance. I mean, that's not the point. I know a lot of people are talking about like how many jobs and stuff are. To me, I don't think it's impossible to make $1 million a year. I don't tell anybody that. I don't think it's impossible to make $1 million a year. There's not too many jobs that are paying $1 million a year though, unless like you're a CEO or you have your own thing going or whatnot. I have plenty of ideas or whatnot. I know the next 2 years I'm gonna be good. I can promise you that. Next 2 years I'm gonna be good. Or next year and a half, really, I think. More than likely. So, one of the things I'm just thinking about just in general with business or like, I don't know. I think sometimes when I go to certain places, I just get turned off with the whole process. Like, I'm going to explain. Like, let's say, if I'm already like, there are certain places I don't like going to. Like, or certain types of people I don't like dealing with. Because sometimes it just pisses me off when you're doing what you need to be doing, and other people is not holding their end of the bargain. Like, I don't know. Or people, are talking to you a certain type of way, or trying to treat you a certain type of way, act like you're annoying or whatnot. That gets me very upset. Especially you're not doing that with people hating, like, you know what I'm saying? They got a problem with you. I mean, at the end of the day, how I think now is we blessing people with our absence. We're blessing people with our absence. That's how I think now, and that's good for my mental health. And one reason why I probably tell people, like, you know, certain stuff to me now is a closed chapter. Like, it literally is a closed chapter. It's done. I don't necessarily have any quarrel. I don't really have beef. Some people just don't serve any purpose in my life anymore. Or certain situations, I'm kind of over it. You know, I'm kind of over it. And one reason why I probably say that is because, like, if you really think about on average, like, how can I put it this way? Let's say, I don't know, you were at a clientele where I'll probably say 80% of the people that come in the store are black. Whatnot. And the thing I don't like, too, in a sense, I don't really care what the race is or religion of people. People are ignorant. And that's one of the main problems I have with certain people, certain gripes. Like, I think in a certain sense, I'm not even giving people the benefit of the doubt. I'm not giving them the benefit nor the doubt because they know what they're doing. And they're trying to pull a fast one. They're trying to pull a fast one. And that's one of the main part get me aggravated a lot. Dealing with certain stuff like, you know, it's just crazy. Like, when I think about just in terms of, like, certain stuff you deal with, like, let's say in business, there's a lot of stuff that's jacked up in business. Like, when you deal with hotels and stuff like that, like, I told somebody I would rather pay, or, you know, so, like, someone hosts an event, and they use, like, a concierge service or something like that. Concierge comes in, they're supposed to make the stuff, a little bit ease. They will partner with like a hotel to have a component with that does make that a little bit ease. Hospitality is a huge industry in my opinion. I'm not going into that. Like, that's just not what I feel like I've been called to do my purpose. But you know, I think hospitality, you know, and things, quality. I think about quality. I think about privacy. I think about safety. Those are like three main components. Like, I don't like places that are a little bit too wide open. They have a lot of stuff going. You know, in a sense, like I don't like Miami. There's obviously places in Miami where people stay at. They're pretty wealthy or whatnot. You know, they have ease, the access that they have access to, or you know, they don't necessarily have to go out like that to a certain extent unless they want to. And places they will be at or like, you know, hang out at, it's not any type of things like, you know, people are used to in a sense. It's not because necessarily the money, it's because the resources that they have. Like if I know, for instance, that there's this, I'm not gonna say characteristic of a golf course, like there's a type of thing like club or something like that where, you know, only certain people can go. They read books, they have meetings or certain stuff like that. I mean, that's cool. I'm gonna go in further detail what I mean by like certain stuff that I'm saying. Like, to me, when you like are working in a sense, or like you work for a company or certain stuff. I don't know. I don't like certain stuff being like you're trying to cat people out at a certain thing. To me, sales as a sales job easy for me. No, I'm pretty tough when it comes to sales. I don't sell people bull. What if looking at me, why would I even suggest that? I'm a pretty tough critic. And end of the day, I don't put stuff in front of people that's bullshit. Like, that's not characteristic of me. And I can pride myself on that. Like, for instance, like if someone tried to tell me right now, try to sell me on something that I really don't need. Let's say, for instance, there's some type of, well, I'll put it this way. Like, who do I have for cable and internet? To me, cable internet is kind of a scam. And I wholeheartedly believe that cable and internet is a scam. Because before long, what a lot of these companies don't have the infrastructure. They're not making the investments. And it's maybe not even for the reasons you think. Like, for instance, let's say Georgia, for instance. Georgia only has a certain type of infrastructure providers, network providers. Like, they in rural Georgia and certain places, where I'm from, we have a thing too, where I live at. We have a thing called Southern Link. Southern Link sucks, but they're only a network provider. So when I'm thinking about, I think in a sense, and there's no competition in a place or a municipality has like a little, or there's a type of law, someone's getting a kickback. A lot of this stuff isn't really worth a damn, honestly, in my honest opinion. So you're paying for something that doesn't even work. I have a problem with that. And then two, I'm not the type of person to sell someone something and it has to be ducking and dodging or whatnot. I'm not one of those people. Because I really wholeheartedly believe I wouldn't sell someone some bull. That's just not characteristic of me. Or try to put someone on to something some bull. That's just not me. It's not characteristic of me. Another thing I'm thinking about in terms of just certain stuff is like, I don't know, travel. I would say within the next 2 to 5 years or next year and a half, I'm gonna be on a private jet. I'm being dead serious. I'll go hard for that. Or I have a pass or something like that. I'll go on a private jet. My preferred thing probably private. Fly private. Because I don't, to me, honestly, I just do not like regular airplanes. I just don't like that. I like a dedicated team or whatnot. The thing I don't like, in a sense, when I see certain people, they're not being mindful. People have families or whatnot. Like, they have a pilot, they have a team, they have their own, like, crew. I think I have to be respectful of that. Like, try to plan stuff in advance. I think, the time, you don't necessarily get that back. Like, you have wife and kids, being away from them, and then having someone else's wife and kids or whatnot, be away from their family. And then the fact you think about fuselage, that stuff is expensive. And someone probably like, why are layovers so long? Like, you're not going to get a direct flight. Most of the time, you're not going to get a direct flight. Like, for instance, I just told y'all the other day, like, for instance, like, for where I live at now and where, to get to, like, Paris, I'll probably go to Paris within the next like year and a half too. Um, let's see. I like to fly to probably New York or something like that, and then go to JFK and probably go to Montreal, Quebec. Because if you look at Quebec and stuff, it's like a straight shot. It's a straight shot from lateral and like latitude and longitude. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. And besides, what you call it, a lot of places are hubs. Like I just told y'all, like Chicago and Dallas, Fort Worth. You probably get to the Midwest, anywhere in the Midwest, you're going to probably spend some time on one of those two terminals. But, I don't know. But I don't know, man. Like, I told somebody, like, you know, the last couple flights I've been on, I just have not really enjoyed it. It's just, to me, I think the sanitation, I think the snacks and certain stuff is like, you know, it depends on what you're doing. Because some flights, like, I don't know 100% how to say the thing. I don't want to butcher it. I think it's Etihad or something like that. Airways, they're like Dubai or Emirati airliner. They had a stuff where you can go in there and get food. Like you get food on the classes or whatnot. You have an 18-hour flight. You can take a shower. You can, you know, do what you need to do. They have like a bar or whatnot. Which, in a sense, I think is crazy that they have a bar inside of there, considering that, you know, it's basically a Muslim, you know, the services that they provide is what you call it. So basically, the country, there's certain areas, the flights are predominantly Muslim. I think on some of them, they did not allow alcohol, which I can commend. I can commend. You know, if someone wants to ask me what I think about Brittany Griner being detained, I would say she took the wrong time to do something. I think she's detained wrongfully to a certain extent, yes. But at the same time, what she did was just wrong. Just like, you know, there's other people that have done something similar or whatnot. They're not getting the same attention that, you know, Brittany Griner is getting or whatnot. But the one thing I think that, you know, people just need to stop doing, especially, is going overseas and not knowing the local laws and getting themselves in trouble. Like, for instance, like, let's say, for instance, someone goes to Thailand or whatnot. They don't know about the customs or whatnot. And, you know, they're, you know, involved in the club scene or certain stuff like that. You know, drugs, I would never do drugs a day in my life. Never do drugs. Or get myself caught up in certain stuff where someone could say, you don't know what this guy's into. Like, for instance, like someone had to do a character witness for you, and they know that you hang out a certain place, and then at a particular place something goes down, and that's go to character witness. You know, you don't want people to be able to use something against you. And that's pretty much major. But that's besides the point. The one thing, however, I'm thinking about is just in terms of, like, I don't know. Let's say, for instance, Saudi Arabia has, you know, everything about Saudi Arabia. I don't think Saudi Arabia is necessarily bad in a sense, but again, You're not used to that culture, certain stuff like that. You're not used to how stuff is working or whatnot. You know, you probably be in a culture shock. Like I used to watch a show called Locked Up Abroad. That's like people go and do stupid stuff, and they'll get arrested overseas or abroad, and these people will get in some serious trouble. Like I watched this thing where someone, it was like then someone did the same thing with Kuwait. Kuwait and Saudi Arabia do not allow alcohol, the import or the sale, the drink of alcohol in the country because it's a Muslim country. Islam basically forbids alcohol and drug use. So that's so toxic. This guy's terrible. I'm not necessarily mad, but like, back to what I'm saying, like, you know, a lot of these people that go to these different countries get themselves in trouble, and before you know it, these people on the news or whatnot. I understand it's people's family members or whatnot, but I think some stuff is crazy. I think the infatuation of going to certain places, the United States can't help everybody. They just can't. So if someone does something like overseas and abroad or whatnot, there's not that much they're going to be able to do. And they get locked up. Especially if a country does not have a good relationship. Like, let's say, what's the country that doesn't have a good relationship with the U.S. right now? Honestly, there's a lot. We don't necessarily have problems, but it's like, you know, it's not a good thing. Russia's one of those. China's definitely another one of those. Other places you really don't hear about it because the media is also complicit in it. Like, you know, the crazy thing is why I feel like certain stuff, the facts. I know people talking about Joe Biden, what you call get Brittany Griner at home. I don't really think that's necessarily Joe Biden's whole mainstay. I don't care the fact that Brittany Griner is a lesbian. I really don't care. I have nothing against Brittany Griner, her sexuality, nothing like that. That's just none of my business. I really don't care. But the fact is, you know, you went to another country, you did something crazy, like, you know, having, you know, cannabis oil in your doggone suitcase of luggage or whatnot. You were traveling, or the cartridges or whatnot. And, you know, there's a lot of places, again, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Like, for instance, like, if someone goes to Saudi Arabia or Kuwait with, like, alcohol or drugs, it's basically the death penalty. 100%. I didn't even see that dude. But it's basically death penalty. But like the punishment for alcohol is 80 lashes. So I don't know. Like, you know, me, I always read. One thing you can always tell about me, I always read. another thing is, I don't know. A lot of people probably will ask me what I think about, like, travel or whatnot. I think travel is good, but, I feel like you gotta practice, like, good type of taking care of yourself. And then also, too, is running with security. You know what I'm saying? Because, I think a lot of stuff is kind of getting crazy out here, To me, money more so is a concept. I don't really believe in the actual thing. To me, money is an asset. It definitely is an asset. And money, how can I put it this way? Money is a great idea, great concept, your own little spin or twist to it. But honestly, it's more so education component. It's the more so education component. Because there's a lot of people I can honestly say they didn't get to where they got to by merit. Sometimes it's by cronyism. And then again, like I said, the ideal job for me is sales. Knowing the product, knowing what people want, giving them a fair price. Like, to me, I don't think I could be a car salesman. I could, but that's not what I want to do. To me, a car, in a sense, it gets you from point A to point B. That's the main safety thing. When I think about a car, I think about safety features, how well it's been reviewed, what are the caveats, what are the payments, what are this, that, and the third. Because when you really think about it, shelling out a lot of money for a car is a bad idea. Like, if I had to finance a car that's, like, I don't know, let's say a Scat Pack, they're not making it anymore. So the price of the car will eventually go higher. That's how supply and demand works. Someone could probably find a decent Scat Pack with low miles. Pretty soon, that's what you're going to start seeing. And I just watch some entrepreneurial videos too. That's what I normally do anyway. Like, someone was asking what I think about, like, real estate. I think real estate is good, but everybody does not need to go to school for real estate, like real estate agency, or try to get their real estate license. That's just not a great idea. To me, if someone like music, they like components of music or whatnot, and you like everything about sound, setting something up, just learn to be a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know audio, you know decibels, you know gains or whatnot, go to school for audio engineering or whatnot. Work at, a doggone music equipment store. You know what I'm saying? If a place doesn't do music install or whatnot, you can start your own business and basically install stuff. Basically have people buy equipment. You charge a standard fee or whatnot, and you build your clientele through that. That's simple. Not too many people know how to do that. And that's pretty much, to me, that's a dying art. That is a dying art. Me and my dad were talking earlier. I said, there is no way in the world that, I would say financing a piece of metal for 72 months on top of interest and interest rates and stuff are going up. The cars, even if it's a crappy car, you're paying more for it, and then the dealers or whatnot. Who would think that a crappy car that maybe like, I don't know, like a Volkswagen Beetle, them cars are going for like, $37,000. The last one came like, what, 2019? That's unheard of. Those cars are not safe. Just like a Mini Cooper, who would buy that? You can even pay me to even buy that. I'll never be seeing something like that. To me, my favorite normal car is a Chevy Suburban. I'll get one of those. I like utility cars or whatnot. Like, I like all-wheel drive, so might look in some cars or whatnot, like in the future. I'm gonna keep my original car. I got like a Honda. I'm gonna keep that. It's good. It got good mileage. It got like 150,000 miles. 2010. I have a pretty good car. Pretty good car. I drove the other day. To me, I don't necessarily like driving at all. I just don't. I think I'm a pretty good driver, but then again, I don't like driving. So I'm probably like, why do you not like driving? Driving is a part of life, are you always going to do certain stuff? I'll drive if I need to. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I think is crazy, people driving in other countries. Like, you're not from the place, you don't speak the language or whatnot. You can put in a thing, but to me, I have to speak the language or, having a translator, I mean, is good. But, to me, if you go to official business or certain stuff, you need to always have an idea what people are saying. So, in my downtime, shoot, I'm out here learning languages. Oh my god, I blew him up. Way too many people. I got, one more game left. But or two, one more after this. And how I'm gonna go. The most craziest thing I can think about in terms of like job and business is a lot of places, in my honest opinion, it's a sinking ship. You can't necessarily do anything about like the actual amount of, how can I put it this way? The actual amount of time that you have. To me, I think it's detrimental to stay at a place 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I think it's detrimental to stay at a place 20 years. And if it's not a good job, you don't have benefits, to a certain extent, you're not feeling fulfilled. It's not something you're passionate about. You're just going and collecting a check. It's pointless. You have no incentives. You have no business. You have no travel. You have like nothing. That's not the type of job or career I'm interested in. That's just, That's not what I'm interested in. Like, for me, I like being on the go. I like traveling a little bit. But I think sometimes, the living and the thing, I would say living fast. It's just the pace. Like, for instance, if someone flew like 15 hours, I guess, to France, and they went to Belgium, and they went to Switzerland, all that stuff is like right there. I'll probably say a good 6 hours. Belgium's not that far from France. That's probably like a good 3 hours. It's probably a good 3 hours. give or take. Because Belgium's right between France and Germany. And they speak Dutch. But the official language is, French. But, I don't know. To me, it's not necessarily healthy, to be traveling to a certain extent. If you're tired, you know what I'm saying? I would say, most I'll probably travel within a certain time frame. I'll probably say if I have official business or I have to go to some place, I only stay there probably 3 days. 3 days do I need to do and come back and then just do business, take a long rest or whatnot and, get back to it, but, you gotta listen to your body. You have to hydrate, you have to do a lot of stuff. These fools stole my kill. But yeah, someone asked me what I think about jobs. I can't sell somebody something I don't believe in. That's just selling someone, I don't know, something just some crap. Like a tier subscription plan, I can't do that. Or cable. I would never be selling someone cable, going door to door selling someone some cable. The one thing I know I can sell is I know a lot. About jewelry. I can sell someone some jewelry. I think I might get back into day trading. If I build a house or certain stuff, I'm gonna have myself a room. I'm gonna have myself a room where I can day trade. I'll probably start off small, $1,000 or whatnot, and I'll try to get 100,000. I'll try to get 100,000, save that, and not play with that, and then just ride that out. Put that away, and I'm gonna be good. I used to do stocks, but I've not been doing that now. I think the main thing is I'm studying or spending my money on something I think is gonna provide me value or whatnot. But yeah, I'm definitely have myself a little Wall Street room for sure. If I build a house or certain stuff, I'll make sure I have a man cave, I have all that. The crazy thing is, I told my dad, I told him I really don't see how anybody can spend $60,000 on a Ram Power Wagon. That's just terrible. $60,000 on a Ram Power Wagon. That's not the stuff with the bells and whistles. All the bells and whistles 75, 80K on a pickup truck. The only way I can honestly see someone buying a pickup truck is you ask some construction thing or you go to sites and you're making like 2,000 or something. I know one better than that. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. That's annoying. I don't got time for that. I'll put one more for you guys and I'm out. Like legit. Ain't even that I'm necessarily tired, but I just don't want to be on this like that. I'm thinking about the cost of starting a business. The cost of starting a business is all relative. Like, for instance, like there's only every business is not successful. I think the reason why a lot of businesses go under bad contracts, bad disputes, market change, shift in direction, and what you call it, you know, you got competition. You're not ever basically able to have broad market differentiation. You're not going to be successful in a sense. I think real estate is going to tumble and crash. The only thing that honestly people can probably do is save or hold on to what they have. But like someone just built like let's say a $2 million home or whatnot, and this crash comes, this recession comes, and I think the value is going to plummet. I'm gonna say someone has a $2 million home. I'm willing to bet somebody that these housing markets, these hot markets, someone bought a home for $2 million, they're gonna lose probably, I say the home probably worth $850. I say it'll probably lose by a third of its value. Unless it's a prime real estate place like the Hamptons. Everybody wants something in the Hamptons. Me personally, I will not live in the Hamptons at all. Or Martha's Vineyard. I think there's other places that are, you know, popular. They just don't get the hidden gem places. I hope they just stay hidden. Because it's just, to me, I think about it. Places that people go to, I like some places, but I don't know. I think I like privacy, main component, and not too many people. I don't like being around a lot of people. I'm not mixy like that. I'm not for a lot of nonsense either. sister asked me about like what I think about modern dating or whatnot. I said dating, I would say to me it doesn't make that much sense. I not tell my sister why. I said, the reason I told my sister dating doesn't make sense nowadays, and then my sister couldn't agree with me, and I said that you would think that certain people would be done playing games, whatnot. Like my sister's in her 30s, and she basically says people she's encountered in a sense, it's done play games. I think the best thing is not to be dating. Like, honestly speaking, I think the thing for me, I like my time. I like my alone time. The right person comes along or something like that, fine. I'm not forcing anything. You know what I'm saying? But another thing I'm starting to think about is how much of your time can be wasted. Like, I don't know. Just in terms of dating, in a sense. Oh my god, my bad, I got hiccups. I'm laughing at this quote my dad said. It's hilarious. But I think that a lot of days, man, like, I don't know. Me and my sister, we had a talk, and I said, like, I said to my sister, sometimes it's just bad, like, when people have done everything in the book. And what I mean, everything in the book is like, you know what I'm saying? I would say, I told my sister in a sense, that there's some people talking about dating rules or all this type of stuff, and it doesn't apply. Like, I feel like there was this dude, he was a chef, he was talking to this single mother with 3 kids, and she was talking about he should pay for the daycare of, like, no, the babysit, pay someone to babysit if you got the money, and, you're going to be talking. Yeah, that's a negative. We're getting you up out of here. Honestly, there's a lot of stuff, we getting people up out of here. And that's me being nice in the sense of sanitize what I really want to say, in a sense. And same thing can go for men too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like some people, social media has hyped themselves up, or people have been inspired by certain people, and it's not the reality. Like, you know what I'm saying? There is no way in the world, you know, even if a man's making, $8 million a year, I'm not necessarily going for somebody who knows I make $8 million a year, because that's just not authentic. I said the general rule of thumb for anybody is someone makes $1 million or more, 40% is going to taxes. 25% is going to doggone what you call it? What is it called? Investments. 17% goes to savings, and the other 17 you can spend it. But honestly, it needs to be closer to 10%. The other 7 you get to what you call it. You just gotta keep your money, and the other 1% is you pretty much save to go give it to charity. But yeah, I definitely think, in all honesty, social media and certain stuff, to me nowadays is bad. Like, you got people out here, if you really look at what they're talking about, it doesn't make any sense. The basis and normal what they're saying makes no sense. A lot of stuff they say is irrevocably broken, like, in a sense. Like, if you were to ever think about, on average, like city girls talking about Birkin bag me, the average black man is making $42,000. That don't mean that's what you're worth, in a sense, but $42,000. That's for $42,000. Well, yeah, I definitely don't think that a man should be spending $42,000 on a woman. We're not married. We're not. No, that's just terrible. And vice versa, a man should not be taking care of a woman should not be taking care of a man spending buku money, and vice versa. That's just not cool. And I still think about like certain athletes that get these women pregnant, like IG models. They're knocking up, 2 to 3 women a year. That's crazy. They got all these kids. There's just no way, man. I think having discipline and abstinence is good. It's a good skill. I don't know who's texting me right now. I think it's my mom or somebody. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, for me, to be honest, I don't think that, like, for instance, a lot of this stuff, like all these podcasts people are doing. Sometimes I don't even watch certain people's podcasts because I know what they're saying is fraudulent. Some probably, like, how can I say someone's stuff is fraudulent? Like, that's like someone saying they're a real estate guru and they filed bankruptcy. Yeah, but the crazy thing I think about all these NFL players that getting these women pregnant or these athletes, these entertainers, nah. It's not even necessarily about people having the monetary amount. It's the fact that you really have yourself family court, your business out there, and then it's just bad. It's just bad.
Damn it.